Hi, everyone. Welcome. Hi, Helen. I just saw you on the last call. I will just give everybody a second to log in before we get going. Yeah. We're going to be recording this, so I know we'll go ahead and get started, and then anyone who missed it will get the link for the replay, and then we will also keep this up on NAIPC-TV on YouTube. There's Karen. Hi, Karen. It's great to see people from all over the country on the call as well. Lots of California folks on the call today, so that's good. Yay! It's nice here in California too. We're all happy. So we'll go. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and get started because I know that I have a really full agenda today with a lot of information. So thank you all for joining us. I know we'll have more people that come in as we go. This is the second edition of our Hidden Gems of Aging series. And I kind of am calling this the housing edition because it's all a little bit housing related. So the first presenter, Brian, I have actually known for, I was trying to think this morning, I don't know how many years or if I actually want to admit to how many years, but it's been a while. And I'm really excited that our paths have crossed again. He has a great product that I think is really going to change a lot of things for a lot of people. So I won't give away your secret, Brian, but I will let you take it away for your 10 minutes. Just a few housekeeping items. If you all could keep your options muted, please. And if you have any questions, put them in the chat box. I'll make sure that the presenters address the chat box at the end. If we run out of time, you will have the option of going into a breakout room with one of the 4 presenters if you'd like to ask questions and learn more. And then we'll be sure to connect you at the end if you don't get to talk to the person you wanted to. So sorry about that little housekeeping item. Brian, the floor is yours.
No worries. No, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Tara, for the opportunity to talk today, to kind of share about a particular product I think might be helpful in the market right now. My name is Brian. As Tara had mentioned, I'm a representative for Rise Up Care. I'm going to pull up a presentation right now so I can kind of walk through what we're actually kind of wanting to show you guys right now really quick. Give me one moment. I'm hoping everyone sees the screen. Okay, so what I'm trying to introduce to you guys today is a product called the Razor M. Razor obviously spelled R-A-I-Z-E-R, not like a razor, it's like a device that cuts or anything like that. What this device is, it's a unique and manual mobile lifting chair that helps the fallen person up to almost standing position within a few minutes. So one of the biggest challenges that the US or actually worldwide that we're facing is that, obviously as the population of seniors starts growing, we're starting to see obviously a lot of more falls that are actually taking place as well, unfortunately. People that actually fall are more likely to obviously fall once again as well too, just because of their conditions, susceptibility, and weaknesses in their legs, hips, things of that nature. However, with that said, 4 out of 5 falls do not result in an injury or they are not serious or life-threatening in any manner. So more often than not, these individuals that have fallen are usually helped up by someone that is their caregiver or a relative around. And most of the time they have to resort to creative ways of doing this, such as having the elderly individual crawl to a chair nearby or a railing and then help them up from that point on. If there were not chairs or railing nearby, then they would actually have to somehow help them up individually, which is obviously, I think in most cases, if we've had a friend or somebody that has fallen over, even someone that weighs just anywhere between 80 and 100 pounds in of itself is a very difficult task. Medical costs for falls are $50 billion a year. And so it's actually very expensive. And those costs are for life-threatening and non-injury induced type falls as well too. So we're hoping this device can actually help bridge that gap. So a couple of things I've actually highlighted when, with regarding challenges with people that fall. Long wait times for people can trigger insecurity in both the fallen person and those available to help. So when the person falls down, they start feeling a little bit insecurity because they're like, well, they feel helpless because they can't do anything. The person that's around to actually be able to potentially help them feels kind of the same because they're like, well, what am I supposed to do now? Obviously, people that have fallen often, they probably have come up with a creative solution, like crawl to a chair, a table, or a railing nearby. But with that said, the insecurity is still there just because they're worried about hurting themselves. This usually results in reduced quality of life just because they're always thinking about, instead of doing what they're doing, they're always worried about, oh no, when am I going to fall again next time? Both for the person that's falling as well as the person that's taking care of them, because the person that's taking care of them is also thinking about, oh no, when's that person going to fall again? And what do I do at that point in time as well too? Other issues that also arise is risk of back injuries, of course. I mean, naturally, lifting heavy boxes in of itself obviously is a big cause for back injuries. So you can imagine lifting a person up. Not only is it awkward, you actually have increased probability of actually injuring your back. So now not only is the person that's fallen, but the person that injured their back probably actually falls as well too. So this is actually just an issue that is not going to basically result in a positive outcome when you don't have a device or something like that can help the person that has fallen back up. So what we're hoping this device, and I'll show you another picture of it later on in a video as well too. Here's some of the values and user benefits. So relatives now have a quick and immediate solution to basically help someone up. You don't have to call 911 anymore every single time a fall takes place, especially non-life-threatening or falls that do not result in an injury. No strain for the helper for the fallen person, so you're not having to hold them up. The person at risk of falling is less anxious because now they know, hey, when I do fall, there's a pathway for me to get back up without, struggling or myself or actually making the person that's helping me up struggle. And so the person that's falling can actually just maintain continue their activities and their social life without actually constantly being anxious about falling next. So here are some unique points specifically to the product itself. The Razor M actually assembles very quickly within 3 minutes. The Razor M requires very minimal physical effort. I'll actually show you inside the video how easy it is as well too. Only one helper is required. So naturally, because historically, whenever one person falls, because someone's so heavy, you might need 1, 2, or 3 people actually helping. With this device, you only need one person. Definitely no probability of back injury. There's no strain on the body for neither the helper nor the fallen person. It's made from aluminum and ABS plastic, so it's actually very easy to clean and disinfect. It actually collapses down very easily, so it's easy to store and transport. And again, since assembly is fast, this assembly is also just as fast within 3 minutes as well too. Here's some of the accessories that come along with it. The device itself does not actually come with the headrest. Usually, our store actually sells it with a bonus headrest as a combo. The headrest just actually basically makes it a little bit more comfortable for the user. You see, as there's a carrying case in case you're traveling, hygiene cover if you're using it in a nursing home. And multiple people need to be used on this device. Trolley that actually makes it easy for you to carry the device as well, amongst a variety of other devices, accessories. A question came up. The weight limit on this actually is 330 pounds at this moment. Potential customers have also asked us if we're looking to make a device that actually has a higher weight limit. I have actually inquired that with the actual manufacturer, and they said that is in the works at the moment, using different materials instead of aluminum. I do not have an ETA, unfortunately, at this moment in time, though. The duty cycle, as you can see in the animated GIF here, it's a crank-like system. You can actually get the person up within 3 to 5 minutes, depending on how fast you crank it. The total weight of the device is 27.3 pounds. It's hand operated by one person, and the price is $13.95. And I want to show you a quick video on how this product works. Give me 1 second here. Sorry, guys. There it goes.
We are still seeing your PowerPoint.
Oh. Give me 1 sec. Thank you for that. One second here. Let me go ahead and screen. There we go. I'm assuming you see the video now.
Yes, good. Thank you.
Perfect. All right. Give me 1 second here. Let me go ahead and get back here. And that's it. Thank you guys for the time to be able to present. If you have any questions, naturally feel free to. I think I can answer questions a little bit later, is my understanding, right, Tara?
Yes, we can have questions later, and then we'll have the breakout room as well. And I know they also have a battery powered one, right? That's more
That is
for
correct.
facilities and institutions. So
yes, thank you for reminding me to mention that. So the device, the one that we have right here that we showed you is the manually cranked version. It's meant to be more consumer grade. It's meant to be the one you can use at home. There is an one that actually is battery operated and automatic electronic as well too. So
great. Well, thank you for sharing, and please be sure to put your information and your contact information in the chat box. So if people aren't able to go into your breakout room, they can still get a hold of you. So thanks, Brian. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you guys.
we are going to move on to Mark, who is one of our members up in the Los Angeles area, Santa Monica, I believe. He's been a member with us for a while, and he is going to talk about reverse mortgages, or something that I think everyone that works with seniors knows about. But the reverse mortgage for purchase option is something that is not well used. So I will let Mark take it away, and I'll start your 10-minute clock now. So thanks, Mark.
My pleasure. Okay. Good afternoon. So my name is Mark Gertz, and my company is Reverse Your Thinking Mortgage. We are a brokerage, and we work on a B2B basis. In other words, we don't solicit the public, we don't advertise. We consider ourselves to be a trusted advisor for trusted advisors. I'm going to talk to you about one aspect of these programs today, but before I do, and if Jessica, if you could put up the first, the FVF. Before we get into that, what I want to do is sort of set the table, so to speak. I've put two documents in the chat, which you can download, but if you can't download them, we also have it up here on the screen. Let's separate fact from fiction with regard to these products. First of all, a lot of people believe that with a reverse mortgage, the lender takes the house. That is absolutely not true. This is just a mortgage. The title stays in the name of the owner. It never changes hands. There is still an estate to be inherited. A lot of people believe that these loans are very expensive and have high interest rates, costs, and fees. That's also not true. As a matter of fact, some of these products have interest rates right now in the 2s and the 3s, and there are also products that have little or no closing costs whatsoever. A lot of people believe that home has to be free and clear in order to do a reverse mortgage. Again, the opposite is true. The majority of the time, we're also paying off existing loans with a reverse mortgage. And last but not least, a lot of people believe that these are loans of last resort. In other words, these are loans only for people who are in dire straits and need money. Well, the reason for that is that when these programs were designed, they were designed to benefit the middle class. So when the government designed the plan, they put a cap on the amount of property value you could use to make the loan. Currently, that cap is $822,000 and change. So you're looking at loans of $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, which have limited application in lots of situations. Well, in the last 4 or 5 years, with home prices skyrocketing, some of the larger reverse mortgage lenders have come out with their own proprietary version of the government program. They still kept all of the safeguards. The program is non-recourse. There is never a situation where the homeowner, the estate, the trust, the heirs will ever have to write a check to make the loan whole, but they increase the lending limits. Today, we can use full property values up to about $10 million, and we can do reverse mortgages up to about $6 million, depending upon the age of the borrower. And this is a game changer because it opens up the market in many, many other areas of the country where you have higher property values. And that sort of leads us in very directly to the aspect of reverse mortgages that we're going to talk about today. Can you put up the other sheet, please? I'll wait. There we go. Okay. So the aspect of these programs that we're going to discuss today is known as a HECM for purchase. HECM stands for Home Equity Conversion Mortgage. This is the government designed program. And what a lot of people are not aware of is that you can use these programs in as one item to purchase homes. And a lot of people age 60 and up are now in situations where they want to move from one part of the country to another. They want to downsize. In many cases, they don't want to downsize. They want to buy their dream home, and they want to do it next to family, or they want to do it in warmer parts of the country. Well, as you can see on the top part of the chart, this is what the HECM program would look like. And the amounts of money that you see there, based upon the age of the borrower on the left-hand side, is the amount of cash that a homeowner would have to come in with. Okay, so just for argument's sake, let's take age 75 in the top chart, age 75 at a $500,000 piece of property. In that case, they'd have to come on with $240,000. Now, I hear you saying, well, who's got $240,000? Well, guess what? People in their 60s and 70s, a lot of them have that kind of money and more. The problem they have is they don't know what they can buy with their money. In some cases, they have this money in pension plans or in qualified plans. Sometimes they have them in 401k programs. Many times they have it in the equity in the current home that they're living in, and they want to sell that home and they want to move somewhere else. And they're unsure of what they can get. Well, if you take that example at age 75, somebody looking at $500,000 homes, they'd have to come in with $240,000. But what that also means is that they have the option of buying a $500,000 home, putting down $240,000 and taking a reverse mortgage out for the difference. So instead of buying something for $240,000 with no payments, cash, they can buy a house for $500,000 for the same $240,000 out of pocket. Now, if you go to the bottom chart, this is that program that I told you that some of the larger reverse mortgage lenders have come out with in the last 4 to 5 years. And as you can see, in the top line, we're looking at homes with prices of 1 to 2.5 million here, just as an example. Well, depending on what part of the country you're in, this might be an expensive home, but in the part of the country that I live in, unfortunately, it's pretty standard. So again, if we take our 75-year-old and we go all the way to the bottom right-hand corner, in that situation, you're looking at somebody that's coming in with $1 million, $1,060,000. And what they can do with $1,060,000 is instead of buying a condominium for $900,000 or $1 million, they can purchase a home for $2.5 million without any payments for the rest of their life. So this is an excellent way not only to maximize the amount of cash that somebody has to work with, but in many situations, it's a way to also create income. And here's what I mean by that. If you have somebody in a part of the country with a $3 million home that's free and clear, yes, that's becoming more and more standard. The reason being is that they paid off their mortgage when the house was only worth $900,000, but now it's grown to a value of $3 million. Well, now they sell that house, and after paying taxes, they're still left with $2 million plus dollars. Well, they have a choice. They can take that $2 million and buy that $2.5 or $2 million house and maybe have a small mortgage payment, but now they don't have any of that income to produce, any of that money, I'm sorry, to produce income. Utilizing a reverse for purchase program, they can take $1 million, buy a $2.5 million house, and any other monies that they made in the process of selling their property can be invested so that not only are they living mortgage free in a more expensive property that is probably more in line with what they had in mind, but they can now produce income with that. I don't really have anywhere else to go with this right now. What you see in front of you is fairly self-explanatory, and I took the liberty of putting this in the chat so you could download it so you'd have it to refer to later. If ladies, whatever you want, if you want, I've got 2 minutes left. We can do some Q&A now, or we can move on to the next speaker and they can talk to me later.
Yeah, perfect. I don't see any questions that came up in the chat box. So since you did bring up the breakout rooms later, I'll just mention that you all have the option to select your own. So if when it pops up, you don't have an option to select, you can send Jessica a request and she'll make sure she puts you in that room. So thank you, Mark. My entry into the senior marketplace was reverse mortgages about 15 years ago. So I love the reverse for purchase option. I wish more people would utilize it. And hopefully my mom will utilize it one day when she moves from Georgia to California, if I get my way. So our next presenter, we will move on to Jay, who is another Southern California guy. Oops, and I just expanded my text box. There we go. Jay and I connected. He actually sent us an email, our local chapter, and I saw the product that he has, and it's really intriguing and wanted to learn more and let him share it with you. He's really looking to build interest in his product and looking for investors as well. So Jay, I will let you take it away and I will start your 10 minutes. So thanks, Jay, for joining us.
Thank you. Does everyone hear me okay? All right.
Good.
All right. My name is Jay Akar, and in the last 20 years, I've been in Southern California, specializing in design and construction of home modifications for people with accessibility needs, mainly wheelchair access. And in those years, I've been in a lot of homes and I've met a lot of people with disabilities. And one of the biggest problems or needs is getting people out of their bedrooms and into the bathroom to use the toilet. And with that experience and with that exposure, I came up with a product called Movable. Movable is basically a toilet, and I could share a screen early on here so you guys can see what it is. Is everyone able to see that? Okay. And basically, it's a toilet that you're able to temporarily roll out of the bathroom, roll it to, for example, a bedroom where the person is staying because they have trouble walking to the bathroom. They use the toilet in their bedroom, and then you roll it back, you redock it into the base, and you flush it away. This makes caretaking of someone that has trouble walking to the bathroom much easier because you don't have to go through the trouble of going through the painful, difficult steps of walking them to the bathroom and then getting them back to the bed. You kind of bring the toilet to them. It is better than what's currently used out in the market, portable commode chairs, bedpans, diapers, because it eliminates the cleaning aspect. Basically, if you're able to use the toilet, there's less cleaning and it makes easier to do this. And the way that the toilet basically goes to another part of the room is that it has wheels underneath. I can show you right here. Here, the toilet has wheels underneath. Like I said, it undocks from the bathroom, you roll it to the bedroom, use it, and redock it. This is something that's going to be very useful in hospitals, nursing homes, and in homes where someone is caring for someone else. One of the problems that we have right now is before the COVID pandemic, there wasn't enough nursing homes. There wasn't enough spaces for all the aging baby boomers. Then the pandemic came along, and now I read 66% of the nursing homes are closing down because they have trouble keeping them sterile and safe and keeping the exposure from jumping from one patient to another. So we're going to have a lot of people being sent home to live at home with children or family members. So home care is something that's going to become a really important thing very soon, if not already. And this product is something that's going to make home care easier. It's going to make it easier for family members, maybe caretakers, to care for someone that has mobility issues using the bathroom. Today, the product has not been manufactured and sold. Where we are today is I've designed the product, I've patented the product, I have a patent on it. No one in the United States can make or sell this product other than myself. The problem is I don't have a toilet factory that requires a lot of capital investment. The difficulty that I'm having is the plumbing industry is not in the aging in place industry or field. So it's kind of hard to get them to understand the benefit of the product. And the companies that are in the aging in place industry, it's hard to get them to jump into the idea of manufacturing toilets. So I'm kind of stuck in the middle, but one of the things I'm trying to do today as I'm on this conference call is I'm trying to get the word out there. Hopefully a company or an investor or a partner or somebody will see the benefit of this product and partner up with me and help develop it and get it going. That's all I have to say for now. Are there any questions?
Hey, can you show us how it works again? I didn't really see how it's working.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sure. So, for example, as you can see, this looks like your standard regular toilet. Okay. And then, whoops. Can you guys see how the front of the toilet separates from the base? So basically it's a toilet that separates and the bowl portion is able to be rolled out to where the patient is. And then once, as you can see, there's armrests and stuff. Once it gets there, you use it like a regular toilet and then you roll it back, you redock it in the bathroom, and then you just press the button to flush it away.
How much does the piece that separates weigh?
It's probably going to weigh we know there's going to be water in it, of course, just like a regular toilet, but probably it's going to weigh about 40 pounds with the water in it. It's really not designed to be lifted and carried. It's probably designed to be rolled. It'll have wheels underneath, and it'll have a 1-inch clearance so that it can go over threshold, or when you're transferring from tile to carpet surface, you'll be able to make those transitions.
So Jay, is it going to replace the porcelain section? You'd have to have a repair or a home modification for the flushable area?
No, it's actually simpler than you think. All you have to do is basically remove your old toilet and install this new toilet. There's no special requirements whatsoever because that would be an obstacle, a hindrance. For example, today, let's say when your standard toilet at home is broken or you want to replace it, you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, you pick out a toilet and you pay them $100 fee. They'll come to your house, take off your old toilet, they'll put this one on and you're done. This will work the same way. It's designed to fit on all homes like all standard toilets. It doesn't have any special modification or plumbing or anything like that.
Wow. And how high is it? I can see handrails, but is it the standard or is it a high toilet?
ADA toilets, when you go out to buy toilets, there's the toilet ranges are from 14 inches up to 17 inches, and 17 inches are ADA toilets. Now, this will probably be an ADA height toilet at 17 inches because we know that people that have trouble walking to the bathroom, obviously if they have mobility issues in the legs, the higher the toilet, the easier it will be for them to sit down and get up from. And you'll also be able to put a riser if you needed more. They sell toilet risers that you use at home on your regular toilet that give you another 4 or 5 inches additional height. This will be compatible with that type of a product because the bowl portion will be exactly like a regular standard toilet.
Thank you.
Sure thing. You're welcome.
Well, thank you for sharing. When Jay was telling me all about his product, I just thought, wow, what a difference that's going to make in so many people's lives. So thanks for joining us on the call today. And I'm happy to help you share the information about your product. So we
Thank
have
you.
one more speaker today. Last but certainly not least, Aaron. We were having a few little technical difficulties, so I hope we got those worked out maybe. Aaron and I met through LinkedIn, through the LinkedIn marketing campaign I've been doing for the National Aging in Place Council. And the company she works with is expanding into a market that hopefully we as a chapter also we're having a chapter expand into Denver soon, hopefully. So Aaron, I will just let you explain your organization and everything that you do. So thanks for joining us.
Great. Thank you so much. Let's wait on that, Jessica. I want to do that at the end if that's possible. Jessica is my little helper because I was having so many problems getting it going on my computer. So thank you, Jessica. I'm going to share that at the end. My name is Erin and I'm from Denver, Colorado. I work with Odd Couples Housing, which is out of St. Louis. And this is just by coincidence, we are launching officially in Denver tomorrow. So Denver's the second city that we're growing to, and I am in charge of development here. And like Tara said, I met her on LinkedIn, which was one of the best days of my life. I love Tara so much, and I hope to bring a chapter of National Aging in Place to Denver and have Odd Couples Housing be a part of it. What we are is intergenerational housing. So we are looking at the market that is about 50 plus, so retirement until assisted or independent living is necessary. And we're looking at two different groups. We're looking at the, shall we say, more mature generations and younger generations. So a lot of times older generations have extra room in their house. The way we live is changing. People want to age in place. We're living longer. Adult children are worried about their parents possibly being in a house that's too big for them and not being, no one's there to watch. At the same time, the cost of housing is going through the roof, and grad students, young professionals have no chance of getting in the market. In St. Louis, this was actually developed. It's an online platform, and the founders were using Washington University's business grad school to develop the algorithm. And the grad students said, oh my gosh, we would love to have something like this for us, which gave them an idea. I mean, they were thinking about having it as more of a match service for anyone, but we're targeting younger generations. Although in St. Louis, we're having all kinds of people sign up because the housing crisis does not discriminate just if you're young. I mean, it's really tough for a lot of people to get into an apartment or a house. So we've been working in St. Louis since 2018 and have made hundreds of matches. The online platform is similar to, I always say it's sort of like a Match.com for housing, but it's specifically designed for housing. So both parties go on the website, which is www.oddcoupleshousing.com, and fill out a personality profile, which goes over all sorts, the regular questions, lifestyle questions, what you're looking for, what you would like to do to supplement how much you pay. We do not call this rent. We call it home expense sharing. That way the homeowner does not have to declare it as rent. So declare it as income. So that's another benefit for the homeowner. And each person can customize their agreement to fit just what they need. And that algorithm filters down so you can find just your right match. So we are going to launch that tomorrow. And are so excited about it. Okay, Jessica, let's look at page number 1. This is our digital download, and I will share this with anyone who's interested. We can go to page number 2. This just is an introduction about what we do, why we exist, what we're there. These are real couples that we have in St. Louis. We have testimonials throughout this, and it's a really good way for both generations to be able to give back to one another and help with whatever the homeowner might need, and help the younger person give back and have more affordable housing while they're helping someone and they're both learning from each other. All right, let's go to page 3. These are just some of the facts. $1,600 is the average price for a 1-bedroom in Denver. I know that probably sounds cheap to you LA folk, But yeah, it just continues to rise and people are wanting to stay in their homes longer. All right, next page. Ooh, I'm getting a photo. Okay, there we go. This is just more about, you know, the benefits of connecting the two generations. That's kind of our mission statement, is that we connect generations. Next page. This is just an explanation of, you know, our algorithm, how it's set up, how we work, what goes on. Next page. This is the easy process. If anyone knows anyone in Denver, please let them know. We're doing all of this for free to start out, but still, once we are up and running, it's pretty reasonably priced to just make that match. Next page. This is how we've been interacting during COVID and, you know, just being really careful. Vaccines are rolling out, at least in Denver. I think 80% of people over 75 are vaccinated. So I think things are starting to look up. And this next page is just my contact info. So that's all we're sharing of the digital download, but I'm happy to share that with anyone who might like to see it. And that's about all I've got until we go into our groups and I can talk about it more for anyone who's interested.
That's great. Well, thank you, Erin. Thanks so much for sharing. One of the things, we're really testing a lot of things with these new chapters that we have in development in Las Vegas. We're working very closely with the government officials there. And hopefully in Denver, we're going to be working directly with the senior communities, which fits nicely with Erin and her company because they definitely want to get into those senior communities. So I'm looking forward to getting to know her and the organization a little better and watching you all expand throughout the US. We had a meeting with their president and he's very passionate about what he does. Or was he the president, the founder? The founders, one of the founders, yeah. So it's really
nationwide.
Yeah, it's such an exciting time to be in the aging services marketplace. We're never really considered the sexy side of things, but there's so many new inventions and new products and services that are coming out that make things easier. And the technology that's out there is just mind-blowing. And I kind of geek out a little bit with some of the new products coming out. So we'll just take this time. We have about 10 minutes for those of you that wish to go into a breakout room with more. To learn a little bit more about the individual products, you'll have the option to choose. If you choose to drop off, I hope to see you all at some future events that we have coming up next month in April. I'm really excited. On April 20th, we're going to have The Gifts of Dementia, an author talking about kind of looking at dementia from a not medical side of things, from a heart perspective. So it'll be interesting. Jessica, are we ready? Hey, we're all coming back in. That's the first time that Zoom actually cut me off in a conversation and sent me back to the main room.
Yeah, Mark was just about to say something to me and I got booted out.
Yeah.
I was just going to say it was probably the Heckham program that he took out. Okay, but
it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, hopefully everyone put their contact information there in the chat. If you didn't get everyone's information, send me a note and I'll be sure to connect you. Thank you all for joining us today. I hope you found this beneficial. We'll do this every other month. So if you know someone who would be interested in presenting a little known or unknown product or service, let us know and we'll put them on the schedule and hope to see you guys soon.
Tara?
Yes.
Before you cut off, if anybody wants my information, aside from the fact that it's written there, if you put your phone next to my QR code in my background, it'll immediately take you to my website, which has all my contact. Okay. And as I've mentioned, yeah, very fancy, yes. And as I've mentioned to some of you, I'm a resource for any information you might need about these products. It doesn't necessarily have to translate into a loan. I work with lots of trusted advisors all over the country, and you're all welcome to call for any needs you might have and for any questions you might have regarding yourself or clients or family members.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining us today, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye.